Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemist session. Here we are discussing about the chapter separation of substances. Okay, here we are going in this session we are going to discuss about certain kinds of separation techniques, different types of separation techniques. In the earlier session we have seen the introduction of these separation techniques. That means what is the necessity of separation of these mixtures, what are mixtures, those all we have seen, and along with them some separation methods which we see in our daily life also we have seen there. Here also we are going to see some more separation techniques, those we call methods of separation of substances. Okay, so among them are, here one it is filtration, evaporation, distillation, sedimentation, decantation, separating funnel. So about these different separation techniques, now we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, let us see one by one. Yes. Oh, one more it is here, sublimation too. Okay, now let us start with filtration. The process of separation of insoluble solid constituent of a mixture from its liquid constituent by passing it through some porous material is called filtration. So where we use this filtration technique? The separation technique, where in which we separate the insoluble solid substance from a mixture of solid and liquid by passing this mixture through a porous substance, is called filtration technique. See the diagram related to it. Here this is representing filtration. So the mixture of a liquid and a solid substance which is insoluble into that liquid is taken here. The mixture of those two are poured through a porous material. Generally, the porous material is called filter. So here the filter paper is taken. So through filter paper, this mixture of liquid and insoluble solid is poured through this. Then the liquid will be passed through that porous material and will come down. Then the solid substance will be remained in that porous material itself. This type of technique of separation is called filtration. So the clear liquid obtained from a mixture of solid and liquid by the process of filtration is called filtrate. So what is happening here is, say, when the mixture of this liquid and insoluble solid substance is poured through this filter paper, pure liquid will come down and will be collected into this container. That solid substance which is insoluble into that liquid is remained in this filter paper. Now that pure liquid collected down into the other container is called filtrate. The pure liquid obtained by the process of filtration is called filtrate. The insoluble solid constituent left on the filter paper is called filtrate. Sorry, this is called residue. The solid substance remained here is called residue, and the clear liquid obtained is called filtrate. This process is called filtration. Okay, generally we see the usage of this filtration process in our daily homes also. What do they do in the preparation of tea or coffee? They filter this decoction. They pass this decoction through a sieve or through a cloth which has fine holes through that. Then what happens? The pure decoction will come down on the leaves of tea or the coffee pieces will be remained in the sieve itself. There, the pure decoction came down can be called as filtrate, and the solid remains in the filter or sieve is called residue. This process or this technique is called filtration. Okay. Next, one more technique, evaporation. Evaporation is a technique that is used in separating a mixture, usually a solution of a solvent and soluble solid. Actually, in the earlier technique, what we have seen, the separation of a liquid and an insoluble solid substance into that. Then we can use that filtration technique. That insoluble solid substance will be remained in the filter paper. Pure liquid will come down. For example, I told tea decoction or coffee decoction. If it is filtered, what happens? The solid remains in that, like coffee powder or tea leaves, will be remained in the cloth or sieve. Those we call as residue. Pure decoction will come down, that we call as filtrate. Instead of that mixture, if you take a mixture like salt and water, can we separate by using filter? No, because if we pass this salt solution through a filter paper, both the salt and water will come down, because their salt, even though it is a solid, it is in the dissolved position. It is soluble into water. So such kind of mixtures cannot be separated by using filtration. For the separation of those, we use this evaporation method. In the evaporation, we can separate a mixture of solid and liquid, where solid dissolved into the liquid. Okay, so this is the technique of separation by using evaporation. In this method, the solution is heated until the solvent evaporates, where it turns into a gas and mostly leaves behind the solid residue. So for example, as I told, if we take salt solution or salt water, from that salt we can separate, or we can collect salt separately by using this evaporation technique. What do we have to do there? We have to take this salt solution into a wide pan or beaker or dish. See how it is shown here, evaporating dish it is called. Into the dish, the water which is containing salt and water is, the mixture is taken, and it is heated on a Bunsen burner or spirit lamp. Then what happens? Then slowly water will be evaporated off. It converts into water vapor. After heating continuously like this, after a certain time, the complete water will be evaporated, and it remains a solid salt behind in the evaporating dish. In that way, salt can be separated from water by using this evaporation technique. Okay, the same technique they use in the preparation of salt also. So water is generally evaporated in sunlight. We use this property while extracting salt from seawater. Seawater is captured in wide pans which are called meadows and is exposed to air and sunlight. Then what happens? Even though we are not heating there, because of sunlight, water slowly will be evaporated from these meadows. Then water vapor and salt, water will be evaporated, and the salt will be left behind in the pans. Okay, this is the way we get rock salt. After getting this rock salt, they will purify that, and they will add some other chemicals like iodine components. Then we get in the packets. We call that iodized salt. But the rock salt is prepared from seawater by this method called evaporation. What do they do there? First, they will collect a small quantity of the seawater and they create some meadows. Okay, then with these meadows will be exposed to sunlight. Then slowly, because of sunlight and air, water present in these meadows or pans will be slowly evaporated. After few days, complete water will be evaporated and it remains pure salt there in the form of crystals. Those will be collected and purified later. Okay, this is a evaporation technique. Next, let us see one more, distillation. So in the evaporation technique, we have seen salt can be separated from water and salt solution, but there we are not able to collect the water, isn't it? Only salt we can collect, because slowly water is being evaporated and mixing with the atmospheric air. There we are not able to collect the water. If we want to collect the water, then evaporation is not the suitable method. There we have to use distillation process. So in the distillation process, both the compounds can be collected, both the components can be collected, whereas in the evaporation process we are able to collect only the solid component. Liquid component will be evaporated off, it will be converted into gaseous form, it enters into atmospheric air, it cannot be collected back. But in the distillation is one more important separation technique where both the solid and liquid components can be separated and can be collected back. Okay, let us see what it is. The process of conversion of a liquid into gaseous state on boiling and then recondensing the gas so formed into liquid by recondensation in the other vessel is called distillation. So distillation is the combination of two techniques. One it is evaporation and then condensation. If these two techniques are conducted simultaneously, then that process is called distillation. Okay, this is a equipment which is used generally for this for the distillation process. So it is used in the situations where the liquid component of solid liquid mixture is required in pure state. Yes, in the evaporation technique we get back only the solid substance, we won't get liquid component. But this distillation can be used for the separation of mixtures in which both the solid and liquid components can be collected back. Okay, so in this what's happening, let us see once again here. So there the mixture of the solid and liquid is heated in a container, is taken into a container and it is connected to one delivery tube and it is closed. Now on heating this mixture like salt water, then what happens, water starts evaporating. That vapors of water are collected through this delivery tube, and here in the journey in the way, that delivery tube is cooled by passing cool water around it. Then these vapors of water again will be condensed back and converts into small droplets of water. These droplets of water are collected in another container like this. Now what happens, after continuously doing like this, complete water present in this mixture will be converted into gaseous form and will be collected here after condensation. Here it will be remain completely solid substance. So pure water liquid will be collected here. Okay, this liquid collected here is called distilled liquid. It will be in the purest form. If it is salt water mixture, then here it will be collected distilled water and the salt will be remained in this. This technique is called distillation. Okay, so distillation involves two processes here. One it is first evaporation. Evaporation of liquid happens. Those vapors of liquid are collected and condensed in their journey. So evaporation first and then condensation both are occurring in this. In this method, liquid component and solid component both are collected. Both will be remain back. Okay, this is a distillation technique. Got it? Next, let us see sedimentation decantation technique or sedimentation decantation process. The process in which a suspension of insoluble fine particles suspended in a liquid are allowed to stand undisturbed, such that solid particles settle down, leaving the clear liquid above is called sedimentation. Okay, the insoluble solid material which settles down when a suspension is allowed to stand undisturbed is called sediment. Say like this. There is a mixture of a liquid and insoluble solid substances are suspended in it. Then if you allow the mixture for certain time without disturbing to stand allow, if you allow this for certain time, then what happens? All the solid particles present in that slowly will settle down like this. This method of settling down the insoluble solid substance in a liquid is called sedimentation, and that a solid substance which is settled down at the bottom is called sediment, and that a pure liquid separated from the solid is called supernatant liquid. This whole process is called sedimentation. For example, if chalk powder is mixed into water or some talcum powder is mixed into water, actually that won't be dissolved into water as we know, but it will be suspended in the liquid. And if take that glass of water and add some chalk powder or dust to that, mix it well, so we can see the suspension of these solid particles in the water. If we allow that glass on the table for certain time without disturbing, we can observe slowly these all chalk powder particles will be settling down. After certain time, completed solid particles will be settled down. Pure water can be seen at the upper layers. This process is called sedimentation, and there the solid particles settled down is called sediment, and the pure liquid obtained above, on the above is called supernatant liquid. Okay. Now, after the sedimentation, it will be followed by decantation. The process of pouring out the clear supernatant liquid above the sediment, thus helping the separation of solid particles from the liquid is called decantation. So the pure liquid obtained in this sedimentation process will be separated slowly into another container so that solid particles will be remained in the previous container. This technique is called decantation. So this decantation will be followed by sedimentation. See, in the earlier sedimentation process, we have observed that solid particles will be remaining down in the container and pure water coming up. Now, slowly this container will be bent into another container such that pure liquid or the upper layers of pure liquid will be separated into another container, and hence the solid will be remain back in this. Okay, this technique is called decantation. Decantation is a process for the separation of mixtures by removing a top layer of liquid from which a precipitate has settled. So supernatant liquid is separated into another container by remaining sediment in the previous container is decantation. It is frequently used to purify a liquid by separating it from a suspension of insoluble particles. Okay, the suspension. Generally, the suspension mixtures are separated by using this technique called sedimentation and decantation. These two processes are used simultaneously. First, they allow the suspension to stand for certain time without disturbing. Then, the solid particles in the suspension will be settled down. That process we call as sedimentation. Then, slowly the pure liquid obtained above will be separated into another container by the process called decantation. There, the pure liquid collected into another container is called supernatant liquid, whereas the solid substance remained in the previous container is called sediment. Okay, this is sedimentation and decantation process. Let us see one more technique, that is separating funnel. Separation of components or separation of a mixture by using separating funnel. Separating funnel is used mainly to separate, to segregate two immiscible liquids. What does it mean by immiscible liquids? Immiscible liquids means the mixture of two liquids which are not mixing one into another is called immiscible liquids. The mixture of immiscible liquids. For example, oil and water. Oil and water, the mixture of oil and water is a immiscible liquids mixture because oil will not dissolve into water even though you mix them thoroughly by using some stirrer. Slowly one component will come up and the other one will be at the bottom. Such kind of liquids which won't mix one into another are called immiscible liquids. The mixture of this kind of immiscible liquids can be separated by using a container, a specially designed container called separating funnel. See in the diagram it is shown this. This vessel is called separating funnel. Okay, it will be like lying conical cylinder which is having a tap its edge. Okay, now the mixture of immiscible liquids is filled in the separating funnel and placed on the stand. So what happens now? We take the mixture of oil and water. Suppose the one of the immiscible liquids is taken into this funnel, separating funnel, and it is fixed to a stand. A conical flask is kept at the bottom of this neck. Now slowly the tap is opened. Then what happens? Slowly the one of the components, the lower layer of the mixture, slowly comes into this conical flask. Okay, and when when this layer reaches this neck, immediately we stop this nozzle. And what happens? One layer will be collected into the conical flask, and upper layer liquid will be remained in the separating funnel. In this way, we can separate two immiscible liquids by using this separating funnel. Okay, we'll do stand for some time. Two liquids being immiscible from distinct layers. The lighter liquid floats on the top and the heavier liquid settles at the bottom. Now what is they doing? See, now the stop cock means this tap is opened to remove the first layer. When the first layer is entirely removed and this layer reaches this stop cock here, immediately the stop cock is closed. Okay, thus the two liquids are separated. Okay, generally the separation of two immiscible liquids, they use this separating funnel. Got it? What does it mean by immiscible liquids? The liquids which do not mix each other are called immiscible liquids. Example: oil and water, kerosene and water. Okay, these are any vegetable oil into water. These form mixture of immiscible liquids. These can be separated by using this separating funnel. Okay, next technique, sublimation. The process of conversion of a substance directly from solid form to the gaseous form without passing through an intermediate liquid form is called sublimation. Sublimation means what? The conversion of a solid directly into gaseous form without coming into liquid state on heating is called sublimation. Sublimation requires additional energy. That means we need to heat the substances. So it is said to be an endothermic change. Sublimation is an endothermic change because for the sublimation process to occur, we need to heat the substances. Then those substances will convert directly from solid state to gaseous state without coming into liquid state. That special conversion is called sublimation. As we are heating this, it is said to be an endothermic process. The reverse process of sublimation is called deposition. Yes, the reverse means on cooling this vapors obtained, they directly converts into solid state without coming into liquid state. So that is called deposition. Generally for the both we use sublimation as a term, but to say in clear, the process of conversion of gas into solid is called deposition. The conversion of solid into gas is called sublimation. Okay, the solid substances which undergo sublimation are called sublime or sublimable substances. The solid obtained by cooling the vapors of this solid are called sublimate. Okay, the solid substance which converts into gaseous form is called sublime, and the solid substance obtained by the deposition process is called sublimate. Okay, there are different terms used in this. The examples for these sublimable substances means the substances which can convert directly into gaseous state from solid state on heating are naphthalene, camphor, iodine, ammonium chloride, etc. These all are solids, and these solids on heating directly converts into gaseous form. This is the reason why we observe often naphthalene balls size will be reduced, which are kept in the almirah. If you take a naphthalene ball and if you keep it in the almirah, if you observe after few days, the size of the naphthalene ball will be reduced. Where it is going? It is slowly converting into gaseous form. Means it is sublime. It is undergone sublimation process. So naphthalene is a sublimable substance. The other substances are camphor, iodine, ammonium chloride, etc. Okay, so let us see here some activity to show this sublimation process. If you take some camphor and if you keep that on a china dish and invert a funnel on this china dish, then close the stem of this funnel with a cotton plug. Now, if you heat this china dish on a Bunsen burner, then what happens? The camphor powder taken in the china dish slowly converts into gaseous form. No liquid will be formed here. Slowly, it will be converted into vapors of camphor, and these will move above the funnel. When they touch these cooler parts of this funnel, immediately they will be converted into solid form. So solid camphor will be obtained, forms a layer on this walls of inner walls of this funnel. So the vapors of camphor collected, then solid camphor is formed. So this is called sublimation and deposition. So first what happens here? On heating, camphor converts into vapor form. That is sublimation. And when these vapors are touching the cooler parts of the funnel, immediately converts into solid form. That is deposition. Okay, this is about sublimation. Generally, this technique is used to separate these sublimable solids from the other solids. For example, if you take common salt with naphthalene, the mixture of these two, if you take, we both actually will be seen same, so we cannot separate them by any other techniques. So if you heat the mixture of these two, what happens? Sodium chloride or common salt will be remained in the container here, and that sublimable camphor or naphthalene will be evaporated, will be sublimed. It converts into gaseous form. Those gaseous vapors will be can be collected into other container. In this way, sublimable substances can be separated from the non-sublimable substances by using this technique called sublimation. Okay, sand and camphor, common salt and naphthalene, this kind of mixtures can be separated by using this technique called sublimation. Okay, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos.